Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little different today because I got a new microphone. So I noticed in my past, in some of my videos, that the audio was not necessarily the best. And so in an effort to sort of up the production value, if you will, of some of these videos, I got a new microphone, and it just struck me to try to do a sort of a podcast style video and just kind of see how it goes. And no real focus, just gonna kind of touch on some things in my home theater, sort of a state of my home theater video, like I said, and really just sort of a podcast style format. So here we go. And first off, I sold my Sony 325 ES. It is gone. It's officially gone. And I was definitely sad to see it go. It served me really well over the past few months. But with the 5000 ES that I have in, I really, like I said in my past video, I really couldn't let it go. Once I saw the picture on the 5000, it was really hard to sort of go back to the 325. There's nothing wrong with the 325. It's a great projector, throws a great picture. But the reality for me in my space was that the 5000 was better. Now, it's not mounted right now. It's actually still on. If you saw that video, it's still on this little temporary table just behind my front row, in front of my second row. That's because I just haven't had time to put it up, to be quite honest. So with the holidays and family and work, I've just been really busy. So busy, I actually haven't had a lot of time to come down in my home theater and do much watching of anything. I typically, I spend about, on average, I would say about, if I'm averaging it, it's about maybe 3 or 4 days a week in here, for anywhere between maybe 30 minutes just to watch something really quick to a couple of hours. Some weeks I'll come down here every day and spend a few hours. So it really just depends on what's going on. But like I said, recently, I really haven't been down here much. And that's actually a good question, because I think that I spend a lot of time in my home theater, a ton of time. So I'm curious about how much time you guys spend in your home theater. Leave that, if you don't mind, leave that in the comments below. How much time on average would you say that you spend in your home theater? How many days, how many hours per day? And I think that's interesting. Like I said, I feel like I spend a ton of time down here. And I wonder if that's odd because I spend a lot of time. So we'll see what folks say. I do want to revisit some comments from my review of the 5000 ES where I mentioned it throws fewer pixels. I want to clarify. So the 325 ES displays at 4096 by 2160, while the 5000 displays at 3840 by 2160, which means that technically the 5000 ES is producing fewer pixels, but that difference in pixel count does not impact resolution. It's the aspect ratio that's affected. Those extra pixels are filling up more space, assuming you have the space to fill. In my case, and really in, I would imagine, most cases, those extra pixels would not be used. They'd be wasted. So the 325 ES versus 5000 ES, the pixels hitting my projector screen are the same. And most importantly, there's no loss in resolution. In fact, like I said in my review video, the 5000 ES actually looks cleaner and sharper. So that's about as far down the technical road as I'm going to go. But if you're like me and at first glance you question the pixel count, no worries. With the 5000, you're getting all the usable pixels and you aren't losing any resolution. The other deal is, just where I'm at with the 5000, which is super happy with it. Love the picture. Like I said, in the past few weeks, haven't had a lot of time to watch it, but when I was going through my review and all my tests and demos and everything, really loved it. So the Epson, Sony, and JVC, they all released their new line of laser projectors this year. I actually learned about Sony's announcement like a week or two after I got my 325 ES. So immediately, I pretty much knew I was going to, at least I needed to take a look at the 5000 ES. The only projector that was remotely close to my price range was going to be that 5000 ES. Now, there were two other projectors that were that I considered as well. The JVC MP5. Now, that was pretty much an immediate no-go for me, however. That projector is $1,000 more than the 5000 ES. And I was kind of, I mean, at that point, really, I mean, the 5000 itself at $6,000 was actually beyond my price range, to be quite honest. Another $1,000 was not going to happen. Also, the JVC MP5, it's actually 100 lumens less than the 5000 ES. Now, that's not the biggest deal. It's not going to be that's not a huge difference in lumens. But what was a big deal for me was that the JVC MP5 is still a lamp-based projector. So that laser did mean a lot to me because, for one, like I said, I spent a lot of time down here. I put a lot of hours on the projectors I've had. I put a lot of hours on them. So I figure a laser is not gonna drop off in performance as quickly as a lamp. So in addition to that $1,000 price tag, that higher price tag, there's also going to be some future cost in having to buy another lamp or two while I would have the JVC. So that's an added cost, not immediate, but certainly a long-term cost that I would have to think about. So yeah, that was a pretty much an immediate no-go for me. Yeah, I intend to watch it a lot, watch a lot of football down here, watch a lot of movies, we binge watch a lot of stuff down here. So all those hours, that lamp, I'm just thinking it's just going to start dropping off as it racks up those hours. And I figure I want to go laser. Sounds like that's the future. And I didn't want that drop off in performance. So yeah, so the JVC was pretty much an immediate no. Then there's the Epson LS12000. So that projector sounds pretty good. Has all the bells and whistles. It's actually $1,000 less, so it's cheaper. It's got 700 more lumens, which is really good. It displays in 4K, 120 frames per second, but doesn't have 3D. But yeah, it's got all the bells and whistles beyond that. Now the 5000 is actually, if I'm being honest, it's pretty bare bones. It doesn't have 3D either. It doesn't have 4K, 120 frames per second. Doesn't have a motorized lens. So it's about as bare bones as you get, really. So, the question is, why, if that's the case, then, why not just go Epson LS12000? By all accounts, it has a great picture. It's bright, and it costs less. Well, the thing is, I'm not a gamer, don't play video games, so that the 4K 120 frames per second won't really be, won't help me out too much. It's not going to be a benefit to me. The 700 lumens, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. At least it's 700 on paper. Now, haven't seen the LS12000, so I've got no idea how it looks. But I have seen the Epson UB5050, and I've seen the Epson 6050 UB and 5050 UB, excuse me. Have seen both of those in person, and like I said, I've actually seen the Epson 5050 UB in my own home, and those things are bright. I like them. The only knock is that the LS12000, like its predecessors, all use pixel shifting technology to display in 4K. So to my eye, I could definitely see the difference between native 4K and 4K as a result of pixel shifting. Now, I may get some comments here, but I actually had my first projector was the BenQ 3550, and I thought that projector was actually, I thought the resolution was better on that projector than the 5050 UB. Like I said, that's just to my eye. I had both projectors in here. I had them side by side. I watched the same content, scene for scene, and in nearly every case, the BenQ looked sharper. Now, the Epson had way better contrast, way better color. There was depth there, but the reality was, for me, was to my eye, was that the BenQ just looked sharper. Now, that's not to say that they haven't improved the LS12000. Like I said, I haven't seen it. So maybe they have improved the technology there. So I don't know. But for me, I can't go back to a pixel shifting projector. Even if the LS12000 has improved on its technology, it would forever be a question in my mind whenever I watched anything if the video quality is as sharp as it could be. So I wouldn't be able to get past it. So didn't want to have to deal with that in the back of my head forever or for as long as I had the projector. So yeah, so that was out as well. So the 5000 was really the only thing left in that price range that's native 4K. And like I said, no bells and whistles, but I don't really need it. So like I said, beyond the motorized lens, which again is something that I wouldn't really utilize, because, or at least not beyond the first setting, right? Unless I move the projector, but I don't switch between aspect ratio, so I don't really need it. But there are some people that do, and so this wouldn't work. So I completely get that. And there's, I like the projector. I like it. It serves me well for what I need. It's in my price range, and it's a good projector. So next topic, new movies. I got in a couple of movies, and the first one is Crawl. So never seen this movie. No, I know very little about it. I started watching the trailer, and I probably watched about half of it and said, you know what, this looks like a pretty good movie. I'm going to watch it at some point, and I stopped watching it because I didn't want to be spoiled. I did wait for quite some time for it to go on sale. It finally did, and I picked it up. So looking forward to seeing it. I like movies like this. It looks like something I can just put on the weekend, on a Friday, and just kind of sit back, turn my brain off, and just enjoy it. So we'll see how it goes. Next movie is Halo, or it's actually not a movie, it's a television show, Halo. So really looking forward to this. Looks like, from what I did see the full trailer of the first season. It looks really good. The AV quality, I'm hoping is pretty good. Sounds like it should be, from what I've seen in the trailer and from some of the things that I've heard. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm not a gamer, so I'm not quite sure how closely the series follows the game, and that's not super important to me anyway. I'm just looking for something good. So we'll see how it goes. Spider-Man, the Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. Really looking forward to this. I have not seen any of these movies in my home theater, but I did. The first movie in this trilogy, I'm not a big fan of origin movies, to be quite honest. I feel like it takes so long just to get going, to get into the story, and I already know where it's going, so I'm just usually it's just such a grind with these first movies and like these origin stories just to get going. So I thought the first movie was okay. Second movie is my favorite. I really, really enjoyed the second Spider-Man. So I'm really looking forward to that. The third one, the third one was sort of, I would say it was in between okay and bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't okay. So it's just sort of hanging there in between. There were some really good parts. There were some really bad parts. One of those really bad parts of the movie was Venom. I didn't like that take of Venom. So yeah, that the movie was not good, I didn't think. But it had good parts. So, and like I said, it was just in between good and bad. And then the last movie that I got recently is Jurassic World, which was just for my wife. She likes Jurassic World. She likes the Jurassic Park movies. And so she requested this. We already have the second Jurassic World and the third Jurassic World. I did not like the second movie at all. I did like the third movie. I liked the return of the original, some of the original cast. I liked it as a home theater experience, but it had some problems here and there. But for the most part, it was okay. But Jurassic World is, I think it's pretty good. But like I said, I bought it for my wife, so this is mainly for her. And then I've got a couple of movies, a few movies on pre-order. The Air Force One Steelbook, that's coming in at some point in 2023. Looking forward to that. I know that the 4K is already out, but I saw the Steelbook and I went ahead and went for it. So it was a pretty good price. So it's on pre-order. I'm sort of locked into the price unless it drops, and I'll get the lower price. So that's a good thing. Train to Busan. I actually saw this through streaming, and the movie is really good. The AV quality via streaming was not. So I'm hoping that the 4K looks good. I'm hoping that it sounds good because it's a good movie. I'm a big fan of zombie movies. I'm a huge fan of zombie movies. I don't like horror, but for some reason I'm locked in on these zombie movies. I love them. So I've already seen this super good movie. I recommend it as a movie. I have no idea about the AV quality of the 4K release, so we'll see how that goes. I'll try to do a movie review on that. And I've got Green Planet coming in as well. So that movie looks really good. Excuse me, not movie, it's a documentary. That documentary looks really good. So looking forward to seeing that. And I'm a big nature documentary fan, especially down here in the home theater. Man, those documentaries are done really well. So I've got quite a few. Just such an immersive experience. It looks good. It sounds good. If you're a nature fan, or just, if you got a home theater and you got a good setup, just take a look. They're so good, so immersive. They look so beautiful. So I would recommend that. But I'm a nature fan, so I buy these up all the time, and I just like watching them. And then I've got Cloverfield, so the Steelbook edition. That releases in January, if I'm not mistaken. I had the 4K Blu-ray, and I bought the 4K Blu-ray. It arrived, and then I saw that the Steelbook was releasing, and I noticed that I believe the price was exactly the same. So I sent back the 4K and pre-ordered the Steelbooks for Cloverfield. So haven't seen that movie in a long time, but I imagine I think that should be a pretty good home theater experience. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's another one that I may do a home theater movie review on. So, and as far as those go, I like doing those home theater movie reviews, and I hope you guys like them too. And, that's what this channel is about, is just, this is what I'm seeing, and, this is a recommendation. You guys can take a look and sort of passing on like recommendations to you guys and see if you like them. And I'll keep turning these around. Like I said, I like doing these reviews, these home theater movie reviews that are home theater focused, and letting you know my experience, whether it's good, bad, or whatever. So I never bash anything on this channel, never bash anyone, any products, any companies like that. But I do want to be straightforward, as straightforward as I can. So I'll give you my honest opinion, and hopefully you guys, like I said, hopefully it, I kind of pass on something that you guys want to see or try out in your home theater. And yeah. So as for 2023, I've got a couple of upgrades on my list. The first is a new projector screen. So I did a video a while ago where I got in 3 samples from Seymour Stewart and Screen Innovation. So yeah, I think that may be my next one, because the way I figure screen technology, it doesn't, it's not like it advances, right? At least not for me. I just need I need a white screen. I'm in a dark room. It's blacked out. And so I don't need any like ambient light projecting, there's not really going to be any huge leaps in projector screen material. So I figure if I go ahead and order a top quality, really nice screen, that'll sort of be it for me. So get that out of the way, and just take that next little step up in picture quality and in performance, and be done with it. So that may be it. Just go ahead and invest in a high quality screen and kind of go from there. Next would be a subwoofer. So I need a second one. Well, I don't need one, but I want one. I had the Rel 1510 Predator in, and go ahead and take a look at that. The video, that review, if you will, if you like. Had the Rel 1510 Predator in, and that's a really, really good subwoofer. Definitely, I could definitely tell the difference between the PB-4000 and the 1510. But to be honest, I could have gone either way. I really like both subs. They both have sort of their strengths, and I like them both. So I did send it back though, because I just didn't know at that point what direction I was going to go in. But yeah, that's a possibility. The 1510, just selling the PB-4000 and ordering 2 Rel 1510s. Or going SVS, but taking a step up, getting the PB-16 Ultras. The other option is to go DIY, maybe like a GSG. I like DIY projects. I think they're super fun. So I think that'd be a great project, in addition to just having a really nice sub. Or excuse me, 2 subs. Or just going and just getting another PB-4000. Like I said, the one that I have, it's doing a great job all by itself. At my main seat, I've taken the response. Sounds great. When it really kicks, I mean, I can feel it. So the one subwoofer for right now in my space works just fine. But I'm sure second sub would be even better. So that's more of a want than a need, but it's definitely on my list. And so one is coming, another is coming for sure. I'll eventually have 2, but we'll see how it goes. And then there is the preprocessor. That's on my list as well. Right now I've got the Denon 4500. It's doing fine. It does what I need it to do. Nothing super special. I just need it to be the brains and direct everything where it needs to go. Just do its job, and that's what it's doing. So I think if I do upgrade to a preprocessor, it'll probably be an Anthem, maybe a Monoprice HTP1. So we'll see how that goes. It would be pretty fun to sort of add some, have the flexibility to add a couple extra speakers, and we'll see how that goes. Something I'd like to try. I've never tried any of the like butt kickers or bass shakers or anything like that. I want to give it a try. I don't know if it's going to be for me, but it's something that I'd like to try. All I need is the amp for the ones in the back, and so that should be a pretty inexpensive buy. And hook those up and just see what the experience is, and see if I like them. If I do, then I'll have to get sort of DIY some the transducers to the love seats in the front here, and get an amp for them, and hopefully get everything hooked up, and hopefully have a good experience. So funny thing about these front seats here, this love seat, this was the only request my wife had in this room. nowhere. I mean, I had free reign in this entire room. I had, all of the say, with the exception of getting a love seat. She didn't care where it was. She didn't care where I put them. She just wanted a love seat. So the love seat was her idea. She wanted them. And so I got them for her. And yeah, she did not want that armrest in the middle. She wanted to just kind of have the open seat and be able to kind of, watch the movie together and everything. So, yep. So that's for her. And, well, for me as well. So yeah, that's pretty much, the main stuff. Like I said, nothing really, just a couple of sort of like odds and ends kind of stuff. Just more of a, like a loose sort of free discussion today. Yeah, and again, using this new mic, and so hopefully it sounds good. I'll play around with it. Hopefully I sound okay. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys. Like I said, if you have any comments, feel free to leave those in the comment section below, and I try to respond to them. And yeah, whatever your thoughts are about, something I've said, or, any responses, they're much appreciated, and I'll try to respond to them. If you have any questions about the 5000, have any questions about my room, feel free to go ahead and leave those down. Any suggestions, like I said, that's what this channel is about. If you have any recommendations for movies or shows or anything, go ahead and leave those down as well. Anything. So like I said, this is a less focused video. So whatever your comments are that are home theater related, go ahead and leave those. And roughly every 7 days, I'll put out a video. Sometimes, some weeks I'll put out an extra one. Some weeks it may go over a day or two, but I try to stay around 7 days. So yeah, just look, subscribe if you can, give me a like, and just continue to tune in if you don't mind, for hopefully some interesting and helpful home theater related video. All right, thank you guys. Have a good day.